based on the true story of Ken Carter. One night, Ken Carter, a sporting goods store owner, heads to Richmond High School to watch a friendly basketball game between Richmond and St. Francis High School. St. Francis is known for having one of the strongest teams around, led by a superstar player named Ty Crane, a teenager many people are already calling the next LeBron James. The game quickly turns ugly. Richmond gets completely dominated on the court, and frustration starts boiling over. Instead of fighting back with basketball, the Richmond players respond by trying to start a brawl.
Oh, no. Come on, guys, stop that.
Now I'm good. Get off me.
Game's over.
As Carter walks through the school looking for the old coach, it's revealed that he's actually a former Richmond student from the class of 1972, and once the best player the school had ever produced. The old coach assumes Carter came to accept the offer to replace him, but Carter explains he only came to watch his son play for St. Francis and reconnect with his former mentor. Still, the old coach can't hide his disappointment. Deep down, he truly wants Carter to take over the team. Not because he no longer understands basketball, but because he feels too old to keep dealing with the troubled kids on the roster. The conversation sticks with Carter. Later that night at home, he talks about it with his wife. He can't stop thinking about those kids and the exhausted old man trying to guide them. Eventually, Carter decides to accept the job and become Richmond's new basketball coach. This is Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
Time for us as a people to start making some change.
When Damian, Carter's son, hears the news, he immediately wants to transfer schools so he can play under his father. But Carter values education more than basketball. He insists Damian stay at St. Francis because the school offers a much better future academically. The next day, accompanied by the old coach, Carter meets with the principal and officially becomes Richmond's new head coach. He agrees to the salary and conditions, but also hands over a contract of his own containing several non-negotiable requirements for the players. The principal barely has time to glance at it before rushing off to another meeting. Soon after Carter is introduced to the team, Mr. Ray proudly presents him as a Richmond legend, a two-time All-Star player who earned a college scholarship through basketball, but none of that impresses the players. The moment Carter raises his voice to establish authority, one of the players named Worm starts mocking him. Carter refuses to back down and fires right back at the troublemaker. Then Coach Carter lays down his first rule. From now on, every player must address each other as sir. He wants them to learn respect, not just for others, but for themselves too. After that, he hands out the contract. Every player must maintain at least a 2.3 GPA, attend every class, and always sit in the front row. Anyone who breaks the agreement will face serious consequences. From that moment on, Coach Carter makes one thing very clear. If they want to become winners on the court, they first have to learn how to act like winners in life. One player in particular refuses to take Coach Carter seriously. His name is Timo Cruz, and he openly mocks every rule the coach introduces. One day at the mall, Timo challenges him directly, acting like the whole system is ridiculous and outdated. Coach Carter immediately throws him out of the team, but Timo loses his temper and tries to attack him. What he doesn't realize is that Carter knows Aikido. Within seconds, the coach takes him down and kicks the troublemaker out for good.
I'm not a teacher.
This ain't over.
Timo storms away furiously, and two other key players follow him out. Even so, Coach Carter refuses to chase after them. As far as he's concerned, if the team wants to improve, he'll build it with the players who are willing to commit. Right from the beginning, the new coach makes it clear that he's not here to waste time. He immediately starts pushing the team through brutal physical training. After practice, the players can barely walk because their legs are completely worn out. But the next day, the training continues. Things get even worse when one player arrives 20 minutes late. As punishment, the entire team is forced to run laps, while the late player is ordered to do 250 push-ups. When the player argues back, Coach Carter doubles the punishment to 500 push-ups. At that moment, everyone realizes this coach is not someone they can negotiate with. His rules apply to everybody, no exceptions. The resistance doesn't just come from the players. Many parents also begin protesting the contract their children were forced to sign. They think it's ridiculous that basketball players are expected to maintain good grades and wear ties on game days. But Coach Carter refuses to back down. He keeps reminding everyone that these boys are student athletes, not athletes who happen to attend school. To him, being a student always comes first. Meanwhile, problems start growing inside Carter's own home. Damien, who still wants to play under his father, secretly withdraws from St. Francis and enrolls at Richmond without permission. He argues that his grades are already strong enough, and if he can maintain those same grades at Richmond, colleges across the country will still accept him. In the end, Coach Carter reluctantly allows it, but he places an even tougher condition on his own son. Damien must maintain a 3.7 GPA if he wants to stay on the team. The very next day, Damien arrives late to the gym because he still doesn't know his way around campus. Coach Carter shows no favoritism at all. He immediately punishes his own son with 20 laps around the court. After spending enough time rebuilding the team physically, Carter finally shifts toward basketball technique. The first thing he focuses on is defense. For a struggling team like Richmond, he believes defense matters far more than flashy offense. Before they can learn how to score, they first need to learn how to survive on the court. So Coach Carter begins teaching them the fundamentals, introducing different defensive systems. Richmond's first real test under Coach Carter finally arrives as they face Hercules on their home court. At the start of the game, the newly rebuilt team struggles badly. They fall behind early, and it looks like another embarrassing loss is coming. But little by little, the players begin finding chemistry with each other. As the game continues, Richmond slowly closes the gap. Then everything changes once Damien finally enters the court. With better teamwork and discipline, Coach Carter's squad manages to take the lead. For the first time in a long while, Richmond actually wins a game. The players walk out of the gym with pride written all over them. Meanwhile, Timo Cruz watches from the sidelines, still mocking the team and calling it the worst basketball he's ever seen. But Worm and the others don't care anymore. They celebrate together like proper students, hanging out peacefully at a cafe after the game. At the same time, Timo spends his night surrounded by drug dealers and street life. Even after receiving money from his dangerous environment, he still feels left out. Deep down, he realizes his old teammates are moving forward without him. The next morning, Coach Carter immediately brings everyone back to reality. He refuses to let the team get carried away by a single victory and spends practice reviewing all the mistakes they made during the game. That's when Timo suddenly walks into the gym. Suddenly walks. Without hesitation, he asks Coach Carter for punishment so he can rejoin the team. Coach Carter shows no sympathy. He gives Timo an almost impossible challenge: 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicide runs, all to be completed within 5 days. The coach is convinced the hot-headed teenager will quit halfway through. But surprisingly, Timo doesn't leave. While the rest of the team practices, he quietly sits near the bench and starts working through the punishment. Push-up after push-up, sprint after sprint, he keeps going despite everyone believing he'll never finish. The effort continues into the next day. As the team trains, Timo keeps grinding away at the impossible task, slowly earning everyone's attention. Meanwhile, Coach Carter begins facing another problem outside basketball. He becomes frustrated with the school's lack of concern toward academics. To make sure the player contracts are actually being followed, he had previously asked every teacher to submit regular progress reports on the students. But so far, not a single report has reached him. The principal herself finds it strange that a basketball coach cares this much about academics, but she promises to bring the issue up during the next teachers' meeting. By Friday, the team is training harder than ever ahead of their next game, while Timo continues grinding through his punishment little by little. But even after pushing himself to exhaustion, he still hasn't reached the target. Coach Carter stays firm with his rules and refuses to let Timo rejoin the team. This time, though, the coach's strictness starts affecting the other players in a different way. Jason Lyle steps forward and voluntarily helps finish part of Timo's punishment. His actions inspire the others to join in as well, including Damien, Coach Carter's own son. Before long, the entire team is helping Timo complete the challenge together. Without realizing it, Coach Carter has finally managed to unite his players as a real team. When Richmond plays their second game, the difference is obvious. Their teamwork looks sharper, their confidence is growing, and Timo makes an immediate impact by scoring a crucial three-pointer.
Palms up.
From there, Richmond keeps rolling. The team stacks up 4 straight victories, and with every win, their confidence grows higher and higher. Unfortunately, that confidence slowly starts turning into arrogance. The players begin mocking opponents during games, showing off with flashy celebrations every time they score. Coach Carter absolutely hates seeing that behavior. At the next practice, he punishes the entire team, especially Worm, who enjoys showing off the most. Once again, Carter reminds them about the mentality of true champions. Real winners respect their opponents. As punishment, the whole team is assigned 500 push-ups. Meanwhile, Coach Carter still hasn't received a single academic report from the teachers. Eventually, he decides to investigate things himself by visiting the classrooms personally. During a geometry class, he notices that Junior Battle, the team's star center, is nowhere to be found. According to the teacher, Junior rarely attends class, and even when he does show up, he usually causes trouble. Later during practice, Coach Carter starts talking to the players about their futures and what kind of men they want to become someday. Worm says he wants to become a state champion. Then Junior confidently says he wants to see himself playing on ESPN one day. That answer gives Coach Carter the perfect opportunity to bring up academics. He reveals that he already knows Junior has been skipping geometry class regularly. Since that breaks the contract, Carter immediately punishes him with 500 push-ups. Junior refuses to accept it. He believes his performance on the court should matter more, especially since he has been one of the biggest reasons behind Richmond's 9-game winning streak. Because he argues back, Coach Carter doubles the punishment to 1,000 push-ups. Junior completely loses his temper. Instead of accepting the punishment, he storms out of practice and ignores every warning from his coach. Coach Carter becomes even more frustrated after Junior walks out of practice. He goes back to speak with the principal, but this time it's obvious she's tired of dealing with the basketball coach's concerns. The principal bluntly tells Carter that he worries too much about academics. For the past 7 years, only about half the students at Richmond have managed to graduate each year, and the school's academic ranking is considered one of the worst in California. What shocks Carter the most is how little hope the principal seems to have for her own students. While everyone else is satisfied with winning basketball games, Coach Carter wants these kids to graduate and hopefully make it to college someday. But the principal insists that he should focus only on winning games. That answer frustrates Carter even more. He pushes her to become a better educator before finally walking away. Later that night, while working at his sporting goods store, Coach Carter receives an unexpected visitor. Junior's mother comes to meet him personally. She explains that Junior has recently been contacted by Sacramento University, and college scouts want to watch him play in the next game. She understands that her son broke the rules, but she asks Carter to give him another chance. Even though she could easily move Junior to another school, she wants him to continue playing under Coach Carter. Soon after, Junior arrives to face his coach. This time, he finally admits his mistake and apologizes. Coach Carter immediately assigns him the full punishment of 1,000 push-ups again. But unlike before, Junior accepts it without arguing. Afterward, he heads home and gets another lecture from his mother. As the semester continues, Richmond High remains undefeated. The team even receives an invitation to participate in a holiday basketball tournament hosted by a university. At the same time, the academic situation slowly begins improving. The principal has finally instructed teachers to start sending progress reports directly to Coach Carter. Everything inside the Richmond basketball program suddenly feels exciting. During the tournament, Richmond shocks everyone by fighting their way into the finals, where they must face the home team on their own court. The championship game turns into a battle. By the fourth quarter, the home team still leads by 6 points. During a timeout, Coach Carter fires up his players and reminds them that the game is still within reach. He lays out a strategy for the final minutes, and the players return to the court with renewed confidence. Richmond begins scoring, forcing turnovers, and using aggressive defense to swing the momentum. For the first time in the game, Richmond finally takes the lead. But the celebration doesn't last long. The home team regains control after receiving controversial free throws from a questionable referee decision. With only 9 seconds remaining, Coach Carter draws up one final play. The strategy works perfectly. Damian executes the play at the last second and scores the winning basket, allowing Richmond to defeat a university-level team and capture the first championship title in school history. After winning the championship, Richmond suddenly becomes the center of attention. People around the university start noticing these talented high school players, especially the college girls at the tournament. One of the girls approaches Worm and the others, inviting them to a party later that night. So, after dark, the players secretly sneak out of the hotel and head to the party without telling Coach Carter. Meanwhile, Carter has no idea what's happening. He stays back in his room, calling his wife to share the good news that Damien has just been named the tournament MVP. Wanting his son to speak with his mother directly, Carter heads to Damien's room. That's when he realizes everyone is gone. After talking to the taxi driver who drove the boys earlier, Coach Carter finally learns where his players have disappeared to. At the party, Worm and the others are completely caught up in the excitement. The girls who invited them are still there, and the celebration quickly gets out of control. Even Damien, the disciplined son who always follows the rules, experiences alcohol for the first time. Before long, he's completely drunk along with the others. The party eventually moves to the jacuzzi area, where things spiral even further. Then Coach Carter suddenly arrives. He catches Damien and Worm completely naked near the pool, and instantly explodes in anger. During the ride back, Carter furiously lectures the entire team for sneaking out and acting recklessly. Nobody dares to answer him, until Timo Cruz, still drunk himself, suddenly says something that completely catches the coach off guard. According to Timo, the team already did everything Coach Carter wanted. They became champions. So now they genuinely don't understand what else he expects from them. That response leaves Coach Carter speechless. After returning to Richmond, Carter still doesn't go home right away. He stops by his office first to place the championship trophy on his desk. But sitting there beside the trophy are stacks of academic progress reports from the teachers, reports he had been waiting for all this time. The moment he starts reading them, his mood completely changes. The papers are filled with failing grades, red ink, and corrections showing wrong answers everywhere. Despite all their success on the basketball court, the players are falling apart academically. And just like that, the championship trophy no longer means anything to Coach Carter. The next day, the Richmond players arrive at the gym expecting another practice, only to find the entrance locked with chains. A notice on the gate tells the entire team to report to the library immediately. Inside the library, Coach Carter is already waiting with several teachers beside him. He reveals the results of the academic progress reports he finally received. 6 players are failing at least one class, while 8 others are failing because of attendance problems. Even though not every player failed, Carter makes it clear that they are one team, which means everyone will face the consequences together. Until every player fulfills the agreement they signed, the gym will remain locked. This time, Timo can't handle the coach's speech anymore. Frustrated and angry, he decides to leave on his own. Coach Carter's decision to lock the gym quickly creates tension throughout the entire school. The principal becomes furious after hearing complaints from parents, teachers, and the community. She pressures Carter to reopen the basketball court immediately, but Coach Carter refuses to budge. To him, the bigger problem is the principal's attitude toward education itself. She keeps insisting that basketball is the students' only source of hope and entertainment, and that Carter should focus on protecting that. Ironically, hearing that only convinces Carter even more that the school has completely lost sight of academics. So instead of backing down, he takes things even further. Coach Carter officially cancels Richmond's next league game. The decision instantly becomes major local news. Richmond, the hottest basketball team in the area, willingly forfeits its first game of the season by walking out. When reporters ask if he plans to keep doing this, Carter calmly explains that future games could also be canceled, depending on the players' academic progress. At that moment, the team finally realizes their coach was never bluffing. Inside the locker room and the library, the players begin blaming each other for the situation. One of the hardest parts is knowing that Junior's failing math grade will soon become public knowledge around his neighborhood. After dealing with the media, Coach Carter returns to the library to speak with the team again. This time, he allows the players to openly express everything they feel about the situation. Many of them accuse Carter of enjoying all the attention and publicity surrounding the controversy. But Coach Carter says he isn't looking at fame or headlines. He's looking at statistics. Every year, only half the students at Richmond graduate, and out of those graduates, only a handful ever make it to college. Most of the others eventually end up in prison. For these kids growing up in Richmond, a lower-income neighborhood where opportunities are limited, failure has become something people simply expect. Coach Carter challenges them to think about their own lives at home and decide whether they truly want their future to stay the same or whether they want something better. Then he leaves them with one final challenge. Anyone who genuinely wants a better future can come back to the library tomorrow. The next day, the players return to the library just as Coach Carter challenged them to do. This time, they come ready to work. The students who are stronger academically begin helping teammates who are struggling, and slowly the team starts trying to fix the damage together. But outside the library walls, the pressure surrounding Coach Carter keeps growing. The media attention becomes even more intense, especially as the next game approaches. Despite all the criticism, Carter remains firm and makes another shocking decision. He cancels Richmond's upcoming game against Freeman High, one of the most important games of the season. Now, the backlash turns personal. People begin vandalizing his sporting goods store, throwing objects through the windows, and even spitting on him in public. One night, while Worm and some of the players are hanging out near the Richmond border area, Timo happens to spot them while working nearby. He lets his cousin head inside first while he goes over to greet his old teammates. But almost immediately, Timo senses trouble. Some of the guys start provoking local girls from a neighboring area, and tensions quickly rise when local gang members take offense. Trying to stop things from escalating, Timo pulls out a gun to scare the troublemakers away.
Oh, bitch, what's good? Right here, homie. I'm right here. Now? You feel me right now? Huh?
At the same moment, across the street, his cousin Rennie gets into an argument with another man. The confrontation suddenly turns deadly. Rennie is shot and killed right there on the street. Timo rushes over in panic, but by the time he reaches him, it's already too late. Completely devastated, Timo breaks down in hysterics. Later that same night, still shaken and emotional, Timo suddenly arrives at Coach Carter's house. He begs to be accepted back onto the team. After seeing what happened to Rennie, Timo realizes he does not want his life to end the same way. He's willing to do whatever it takes to return to the team and stay close to his friends. Seeing how sincere he is, Coach Carter finally agrees to let him come back. Meanwhile, the controversy surrounding the locked gym reaches its final stage. The school board organizes an official meeting in front of parents, teachers, and school representatives, demanding that Coach Carter defend his actions. Carter calmly explains his reasoning and repeats that the gym will stay locked until the players meet the academic standards they agreed to. But resistance quickly pours in. One teacher complains about the extra work of preparing academic reports for basketball players. Parents argue that their children need to keep playing, so they still have a chance to earn athletic scholarships from universities. What many of them fail to understand is that sports scholarships still require minimum academic qualifications. Eventually, the school board holds a vote. Out of the 6 members, including the principal, the final result ends 4-2 in favor of reopening the gym and ending Coach Carter's lockout. The moment the decision is announced, Coach Carter resigns from his position. Even the principal tries convincing him to stay, but Carter refuses to change his mind. To him, the board's decision sends a clear message that winning basketball games matters more to the school than helping students graduate and make it to college. And Coach Carter refuses to stand behind that message. That day, Coach Carter returns to the school, planning to clear out his office after resigning. When he arrives, he sees that the chains locking the gym have already been cut down by the school. But the moment he walks inside, he's completely caught off guard. The Richmond players are all there together with the teachers. Even though the school board voted to reopen the gym, the players themselves refuse to return to basketball without their coach. For the first time, the entire Richmond team stands firmly behind Coach Carter and supports his decision. The tough and intimidating coach, who rarely shows emotion, finally breaks down a little. Deeply moved by what his players have done, he sincerely thanks them. After that, the team shifts all their focus toward fixing their grades. Day after day, the players work hard in the library and classrooms until eventually their academic reports finally meet Coach Carter's standards. Only then does the team return to the basketball court. After spending so much time away from competition, Richmond comes back even hungrier than before. In their next game, they completely destroy Tarleton with an overwhelming score difference. Just one season earlier, Richmond had only managed to win 4 games all year. But now, under Coach Carter, they have already collected 17 victories and suddenly become one of the most dangerous teams in the region. Soon after, the Student League officially announces that Richmond has qualified for the state championship tournament. Unfortunately, because they enter as one of the lowest seeds, they are immediately forced to face a top-ranked opponent in the very first round. Their opponent is none other than St. Francis. The moment Junior hears the news, he instantly realizes he'll have to go head-to-head against Ty Crane, the player everyone calls the next LeBron James. Still, Coach Carter keeps motivating his players and reminds them that they belong there. The game takes place at St. Francis University, and Richmond enters the court full of confidence. They actually start the game surprisingly well. Of course, St. Francis quickly responds with serious pressure, and by the second quarter, the game turns into a tight battle with both teams trading points. But as time goes on, the score gap slowly begins widening in favor of St. Francis. By the third quarter, Richmond is under heavy pressure. Coach Carter tells his players not to get dragged into the opponent's pace and challenges them to take control of the game themselves. That speech reignites the team. Richmond starts scoring again while tightening up their defense. Worm attacks the basket with quick layups while Timo becomes deadly accurate from the three-point line. Most surprisingly of all, Junior does an incredible job shutting down Ty Crane himself. The so-called next LeBron James starts getting frustrated and emotional, and for a moment it looks like the game might explode into another fight. Thankfully, things stop just before chaos breaks out. The game keeps getting more intense as it reaches the final moments. Richmond fights their way back and finally manages to tie the score, bringing the entire arena to its feet. But during a fast break in the closing seconds, Ty Crane finds an opening. This time, Junior fails to block him. Ty rises up for a jump shot, and the ball drops cleanly through the basket. Just like that, St. Francis wins the game.
Get back, get back, get back! Junior, get back!
It's a heartbreaking loss for Richmond. Even so, Richmond's performance earns respect from everyone watching. After the game, Ty Crane himself walks over to Junior to show respect and encourage the player who pushed him harder than anyone else. Coach Carter also refuses to let his team drown in disappointment. Instead, he tells the players how proud he is of everything they accomplished together. When he first arrived at Richmond a few months earlier, he felt like he was coaching a group of immature boys. But now, standing in front of him, he sees a team of true gentlemen. In the end, Richmond does not become state champion, but what they achieve is far more important than a trophy. 5 players earn college scholarships, while 6 others continue on to higher education. Junior Battle receives a full scholarship from San Jose State University. Jason Lyle earns a scholarship from San Diego State University. Timo receives a scholarship from Humboldt State University. Worm earns one from San Francisco State University. And Kenyon Stone is accepted into Sacramento State University. Meanwhile, Damian Carter earns a scholarship to the prestigious United States Military Academy. That same year, Damian also breaks the long-standing Richmond records for scoring and assists, records that had been held by his own father for decades. And in the end, Coach Carter proves that his mission was never just about winning basketball games. It was about changing lives. So the moral of the story is sometimes the person who pushes you the hardest is the only one trying to save you from becoming another forgotten kid with wasted dreams.